Tonight in a Real Story special, the trials and tribulations of the coughing major.
We have been punished so much over the last 2 to 2.5 years.
Exclusive access to his family as he's shamed once again.
I've been portrayed quite extensively as the Lady Macbeth.
And the pressure on his children.
I would like to change the millionaire so that Dad wouldn't be on it.
Real Story with Fiona Bruce.
This is the rented home of Charles Ingram, the man who won £1 million on a game show and then lost everything when he was convicted of cheating. For the past 6 months, we've been following him and his family through their darkest moments. He's contemplated suicide, he faces massive debts, and now he's been convicted a second time of deception. This is the real story of the coughing major since he was publicly branded a liar and a cheat. It's the eve of another court appearance, this time for trying to cheat on some insurance claims. Tomorrow, for the second time in 6 months, the nation's most notorious quiz show contestant will again try to come up with the right answers.
We haven't really completely decided what we're going to tell the children about this court case. Even if you say to them, don't worry about it, it is nothing for you to worry about, they do worry and they fret. And last time we were in a situation where Portia was having panic attacks and having to come home from school very, very upset. Oh, thank you. And
that's my bit.
And the others were very upset as well, and we'd quite like to avoid that situation.
This is BBC Radio Solent. It's your station.
6 months after being convicted of fraud in the Millionaire case, Charles Ingram is back in court. He claimed he'd made genuine mistakes or had simply forgotten previous claims. But for insurance companies, that's a serious matter.
Portia, you're not 20, 13.
I know.
So how did you sleep anyway?
Oh, I woke up about 3:30.
Oh, did you? Oh, well, I woke up about 4:30. I slept reasonably well last night. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right, see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thank you for looking after the girls and all that sort of thing. Hyde, come on. We'll be fine, we'll be fine. Right, come on then. Right, see you later.
Right, see you later. Keep your phone on the windowsill so we can ring you, okay?
Yes.
All right, see you later. Be fine, see you later on. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
2 years of all this hanging over them and the whole family. Oh, dear. It'd just been nice if things started to turn round a bit.
Who was fastest? Charles Ingram!
2 years ago, Charles Ingram appeared on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. His wife Diana had already won £32,000 on the show.
You just won £250,000. 500,000. Yes! You just won £1 million.
The company that made the programme, Celador, later accused him of cheating, claiming that, in league with his wife and a fellow contestant, Ingram was signalled by a series of coughs towards the correct answers. Celador stopped the cheque. The Ingrams sued for the money, but they were arrested and convicted of fraud. Now they face nearly $500,000 in legal costs, fines and debts. Earlier this year, Major Charles Ingram was forced to resign from the Army's Royal Engineers and called the press to his home.
Major Ingram's antics on television have given most people in Britain a good laugh, but being an entertainer isn't a quality that's particularly appreciated by the British Army. No loss of face, no loss of...
Today is a very busy day. We have a press conference. We've got some drinks, lemonade. You know, if life deals you a lemon, then make lemonade.
Would you like a cold drink?
Oh,
Well, we've got lemonade, oranges.
Are you sure you can afford it? I went back to the office after we had a long session at their house and said, I hate to tell you everybody, I really rather like them.
A number of people outside, so it's obviously quite the business. Anyway, I'm feeling very nervous, actually.
The family have taken on their own publicity agent, David Thomas. First job, the press conference.
Smile at the appropriate moments.
Yes.
But only at the appropriate moments.
Indeed. Yeah, quite. Yeah.
Good luck.
Okay, we'll be fine. Okay, thanks.
Go on, you go first.
Okay, go on then. Yep, I'm ready. Okay.
Yep.
I have today regretfully resigned my commission. The skills and experiences I have gained in the Army are invaluable, and I can only hope there is an employer somewhere who will allow me to bring these skills to bear. Since I am no longer a serving officer, I am free to respond to some of the more extravagant speculations in the press concerning my future. For a start, I am not and never have been a spy for the Chinese government. Also, regretfully, I am not contracted to advertise any brand of cough medicine. Am I a rich man? No, I am just an artist.
Why do you think Charles Ingram has decided to be so public about his resignation today?
Well, I suppose the cynics would say that the couple simply can't resist a bit of publicity, but I think there is more to it than that. They wanted a chance to make a statement on their own terms, and as I say, make a rather public job application.
So where does this leave the Ingrams now?
That's true.
Where's it going to end? You know, it's an ongoing story.
I know where I would like it to end.
No,
It's
don't,
your-
I don't.
What is your end
Charles.
state?
No, because you jinx. Everything you say is jinx.
Well, you know, I want my £1 million back, and whether I get it back from them, which is doubtful, or whether I get it, you know, another way, that's fine.
The following day, the Ingrams fly to Spain on a holiday paid for by family and friends.
I believe that most people see me as a wealthy, privileged con man.
I've been portrayed quite extensively as the Lady Macbeth, the plotter and manipulator.
People see me as a bit of a puppet with Diana pulling the strings, but that is far from the truth. Before I went on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, we were just a typical family of 5 people. I didn't cheat on that show. I didn't even dream of cheating on that show. There was no plan to cheat on that show. It did not happen. And whatever people have seen on television and so on, it is all spin. All the way through this torrid affair, I have been extremely angry with the way that we have been treated. This holiday provides a sea change, if you like, where we can go back and start being positive and start sorting things out. No laughing. No laughing.
Basically, we don't know if we're going to be able to afford another holiday for a long time.
I look like Mrs. Fox
Isn't it?
Happy Family.
There looks really good. Hello, yes, my name is Charles Ingram, and I'm in desperate need of an insolvency practitioner. Nobody is immediately pressing, but it's all on the horizon. Okay, Rosie.
Off you go, Rosebud.
Anyway, this is
I was about to have my picture taken for school, and one of my friends came up and went, "Look, Portia, your dad's won £1 million and he wants to be a millionaire." I was like, oh my God, whoa. Blackout here, rewind, start from the beginning here.
We took Portia to the local school, okay, and she was bullied because the local press and the national press have poisoned people's minds with this whole affair. And as a result, we have found a benefactor, and I don't want to say who it is, but we have found a benefactor who is willing to pay Portia's school fees for the time being.
It's younger every year.
There is no way she could have gone to the local school. She would have been bullied senseless, and I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'd rather go to jail.
I hope very soon that my family would just be back to where we were since I was 9.
We've never had any money. The prosecution argued that we were £50,000 in debt during the court case, and that was the motive for cheating on the show. What I have, in my feeble way, so far been able to achieve is paying off those few people, family and friends and so on, who have been giving us money in order to, you know, pay off these debts and keep our heads above water.
Sometimes boys in my school keep on singing like, "Is your dad in jail?"
Charles Ingram spent 17 years in the army and has been working out his notice since resigning. This is his last official day as an officer in Her Majesty's forces.
can't remember how to do this.
I'm going to have my final medical, which is the final thing that I have to do before my last day of service on the 20th of August.
Anyway, right, enough. Let's get on.
It's a personally moving and deeply emotional moment, really. I'm losing an awful lot. You know, part of my life is disappearing today, so it's really rather sad. Anyway, I better go because I'm a minute late. So there we are. Right.
It's much harder for Charles than it is for me. His father was in the RAF and his brother's in the Navy, so they're a very military family. It's always been Charles's ambition and his life, really, the army. Most of my friends have been made through the army, so it is difficult to think that that's finished and we're just about to be moved on.
Well, the actual dental centre bit went very well, actually, all very chatty and friendly and nice and so on, but it was all quite depressing.
Ingram still protests his innocence over cheating on Millionaire to anyone who'll listen. But he saves his bitterness for the makers of the show, Celador.
Celador, they always remind me of Mordor in Lord of the Rings. It's got that sort of hard, evil theme to it, hasn't it?
I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings. I've never watched it and I
sort
haven't read it either.
The bad guys live in Mordor. My life is now dedicated to ruining their lives. They have ruined my life and I'm going to ruin theirs, however long it takes.
I thought you were going to bed.
Well, I've sort of woken up a bit.
No, go, please.
Let's go, that's exciting. Right, okay, sold. Should I turn the lights off?
No, thank you. I'll see to that in a moment.
Right. See you later.
Every conversation he has with almost everybody is turned round to the whole thing. All the time, every day. Every day we talk about it.
Just one last thing.
No.
It is total for us. We have been completely ruined, or potentially completely ruined.
Good night.
But we've got to turn it around. We've got to make it total war for them. So what is total war for us? It should be the same for Celador. Anyway, see you in the morning. Night.
Charles worries me when he comes out with comments such as the one he just did about total warfare. You know, I think that's sort of, very crazy. Yes?
Sorry.
No!
It's great!
It's not
I think it's
great,
brilliant.
Charles.
It's just
You're
occurred to me, this
obsessed.
analogy. I think it's great.
Go, please.
Mordor. Good. We can twist this. We can publicise
I am not going to listen anymore. Goodbye. Good night.
Right, darling. See you later.
Charles cannot let it go. I think that what's happened has happened, and I don't think there's any point in just reliving it over and over again. But I mean, that's Charles. That's how he does things.
A heavy price is being paid by their children.
If you think about it, that's not a very nice thing to be said you're famous for, cheating on a game show.
When I was about 5 or so, when we were in Swindon, things were just fine. Our school was okay. It's been 2 or 3 years now.
It must be hard.
Yep, has been hard. Well, I would like to change the Millionaire so that Dad won't be on it. My dad is always like going on about Millionaire stuff and saying that it'll all be over soon, but still things keep going on, like it will never end.
Rosebud, don't wander too far
But the
away.
Ingrams have a plan to trade on their notoriety by staying in the public eye and becoming the new Neil and Christine Hamilton.
If I'm going to make any money out of this and survive, then we need to sort of gain some form of celebrity status, we've decided.
Have you ever kissed somebody of the same sex?
No, definitely not.
Charles has got 2 degrees.
He's one in Morse code.
Sorry?
He's one in Morse code.
We just wanted to stop, like a full stop at the end of a really long sentence.
Have you spoken to the Ready Steady Cook people? The Ready Steady Crook special?
Yeah, that's that is excellent. Ready, steady, crook.
What is the 8th month of the year? Yes, Charles. August. August.
Is it false or is it true, Charles?
They even agreed to appear on Celebrity Wife Swap and to have Jade Goody of Big Brother fame move into their family home.
The thing that made me most sad was when Wife Swap happened. Then I had to live with Jade.
Today the Ingrams are in London to meet the host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Chris Tarrant.
Come on then. God blimey, let's get on with it. Oh, I'm sorry, Diana. I didn't mean it.
Well, to meet an impersonator anyway.
We don't want to give you that.
One way of making some money would be to appear with him on the lucrative after-dinner speaking circuit. But with the insurance trial pending, not much is happening.
There's an understandable reluctance from a lot of people that would like to invest in you until this is out the way, OK? What's the plea?
Yep, not guilty to all of them, and I've already pleaded to all of them.
But money, or the lack of it, is still the major worry.
Basically, we vowed 2 years ago that we'd never do another car boot sale. If we can sell something and make some money out of it, then great, you know, it sort of helps pay the bills. Hi, darling. 50-50? Or ask a friend. I'll phone a friend for that one. What did we say, £1, please? Yeah.
The coughing jokes are wearing thin.
So embarrassing.
I'll do those.
Very, very embarrassing, and I mean that.
Has anyone got any cough sweets?
Dad likes being famous, and he's just liking this sort of thing. He has changed, and he likes fame more than he used to. Signing books, signing pictures, signing jigsaws.
With a flourish. Can't be bad. We've had such a successful day in terms of turnover.
I haven't sold
Hello.
it. I'm going to give it to you. It's all yours. Take it as a token from the car
Well, what
boot
can
sale.
I say?
Thank you.
Thank you very much
Don't cough,
indeed.
will you?
Well, this lady's given me this millionaire game. Oh, God, it bores me to death just listening to that ghastly tune and voice. Right, there you are, darling. You can play with it and tell me how it works. Can you turn it off? It's very kind of people to give me things like that, but actually...
The army pays part of Ingram's pension in a lump sum, but he doesn't want Celador's lawyers to get their hands on any of it.
There's a lovely sight. Bank account, balance, £69,609. And I've got to spend it. It's as simple as that.
First stop, the bank, to make a quick withdrawal.
They've run out of grubby brown envelopes. Right, Maggie, you're going to have to let me in. Diana's on the phone, as usual.
Their current car is borrowed, so they're off to a rendezvous to buy a second-hand one.
It sounds really dodgy, doesn't it, going to a service station, handing over cash for a car?
The rest of the pension money will pay off some of their debts.
MOT receipt. They've done a good job on the scratch, actually.
Yeah, a little bit posh there.
I know, that's for holding your mugs and so on.
They're going to break, aren't they?
Right, there's your wedge. You might want to check it. Right, I've got the MOT, paintwork's okay, fuel...
The sellers recognise the couple, and like everyone else, they're convinced they cheated on Millionaire with the help of a coughing accomplice.
I never had a cough. I never had a cough. Great. I had it for a week. Yeah, one bloody week. But there you go. Yeah, Yeah, well, no, I never handed it back. I've still got the cheque, but they bounced it.
You bounced it?
Yeah, so it's worthless. It's just a, comical piece of paper. What you guys saw is not the reality. Because I didn't hear any bloody coughing. Chris Tarrant didn't hear any coughing. Mr. Whittaker can't remember whether he was bloody well coughing or not. She didn't know Craig David from Adam. There's no way you could have linked the two. Never mind trying to distinguish her cough from anybody else's in the audience. But I need a guardian angel.
The general public may still be intrigued by the coughing major, but none of his fundraising opportunities are materialising.
The situation we find ourselves in is pretty desperate, really. I'm not looking forward to it. Anyway, here we go. They're going to find out who their friends are over the next few weeks, that's for sure.
There are no book or film offers, and no after-dinner speeches either. Even the newspapers are losing interest.
So, just to bring us up to speed, you're aware of the ones that have dropped off the perch because of October. The Evening Standard, I must add to that list.
Oh, no.
I'm afraid so.
Okay, yeah.
Now,
it's deeply disappointing, but anyway. I mean, if Adrian said that he would write the first chapter, then fine.
It's still October's insurance trial that's putting everyone off. Just before appearing on Millionaire, the Ingram's house was burgled. He made a claim for £30,000. He never received the money and was later accused of lying about previous claims when he took out the original insurance policy. Today he's off to see his London lawyer to prepare his defence.
Been okay?
Have I been okay? No, not really. I have to say, it's a real roller coaster.
Yeah.
I do remember when Direct Line said to me on the telephone, have you made any previous claims, or whatever the question was, over the last 3 years? I remember being quite surprised that it was only 3 years. And I am absolutely certain, despite the fact that I now know that they're unlikely to be able to produce the tape, I'm absolutely certain that when asked that question, I ummed and ahed about it, and I vocalised, I said that I had made previous claims. I mentioned my burglary in particular, but I was confident that none of them had arose in the last 3 years. And that's what I believed at the time.
BBC Radio Solent News, it's 6 o'clock. I'm Jamie Stevenson. A Crown Court jury in Bournemouth have been warned to ignore publicity about the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire trial earlier this year when they hear the case against Charles Ingram.
He was accused of misrepresenting his insurance history and then making claims.
2 calls for yes, 1 for no. Can I have your car when you go down?
I know, fair play to him trying to cheat Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, if he'd got away with it. But all this fraudulent claims and that, if it had been like Tom, Dick and Harry, we'd have been, you know what I mean, we'd have been going down for it, but he'll get away with it.
These were allegations of cheating, of fraud.
Yeah, they were allegations of obtaining a pecuniary advantage by deception, and that's not fraud.
The judge, Samuel Wiggs, told the jury he suspected they might recognise Charles Ingram as a result of the publicity surrounding the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire case.
Some people have said, of course, that this was only brought because of his notoriety as the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire cheat.
And this case was simply brought because we were alerted by Direct Line Insurance.
At one point, the trial is dramatically halted after Ingram cries out when the insurance company's private investigator is being cross-examined.
I've always wanted to shout out in court. It's not that I plotted it, but I was thinking of it last night, wondering how it would go down.
Anyway, I was a bit tearful, or at least stressed, and I said something. I didn't swear, did I?
No. Absolute rubbish, you said. Couldn't have been more succinct.
Right, well, there you are, easy. Short and sweet. Which one?
This is 5 Live.
5 Live News, Sophie Benton.
Somebody else in the news this afternoon, Major Charles Ingram, who was convicted of cheating on the TV show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Our correspondent, Rory McLean, is at Bournemouth Crown Court.
You are effectively a reverse millionaire. Most people work their way towards a million. You've worked your way away from it, and it's been in the most public and often it must have been terrifying way.
Well, it's enormously difficult. I mean, we're reminded of it daily. There have been 2 occasions where I have come close to taking my own life. God, I only hope that it will, you know, I'll get an acquittal on next Monday. I don't know. I'm afraid today you've caught me on a bad day because we've just had the prosecution's closing address, and my mind keeps wandering towards that. So I'm sure you can forgive me that.
Charles Ingram, who's 40, was found guilty of 2 charges of deception at Bournemouth Crown Court.
Well, sentence has been adjourned until the 21st of November. The judge said he didn't want to pass sentence until he'd seen a full range of reports about Major.
And he's gone. People have now got to realise, in the words of Mr. Ramasamy, his lawyer, that perhaps enough is enough. He's lost his reputation, he's lost his career. He's really lost everything and faced financial and public ruin and humiliation.
Right. Apparently I've been convicted of insurance fraud.
Oh.
Yeah, we covered them all. You know, I was never going to win this one.
We can't win any.
He's actually found guilty of deception.
Nice.
Christmas time.
And we ought to go up and see Helen and go riding, actually.
Oh, you've got to go.
The following morning, he receives a letter from his insurance company.
In view of difficulties that have arisen in earlier dealings with you, Direct Line Group no longer wish to provide any insurance cover for you, blah, blah, blah. So, they didn't waste any time, did they?
I'd like to have a quote for car insurance, please. Are we looking for fully comp? Charles. A conviction. Criminal. Fraud. Yeah. My husband has another criminal conviction as well. That is for dishonesty. Nobody will do it whatsoever. Thank you. Bye. Bye. He's phoning back to see if he can offer us anything.
Ingram is keen to see if the newspapers have accurately reported the case.
And there's no mention of that here at all.
There's a short piece in today's Times. The former Army Major who cheated on Who Wants to be a Millionaire was convicted of fraudulently obtaining more than $31,000 on insurance policies. That is so inaccurate as to be untrue. It's unbelievable. The word fraudulently is incorrect. 31,000 is incorrect. Insurance policies is incorrect.
There's a final irony, of course. The Ingrams could actually make some money out of the papers if they admitted they cheated on Millionaire.
They've made it sound like major fraud. It's just disgusting.
Last Friday, Ingram was given a 2-year conditional discharge.
Charles, I've got to go. You're going to walk the dogs and take the guinea pigs in right now.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Yeah, okay, that's great. All right, thank you. Cheers, bye. God, everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody wants to make lots of money out of you. Unbelievable. Anyway, car insurance has just shot up from £350 to £780. Well, this was supposed to be the first day of the rest of our life, and it's looking like a very short life. I need to go and let the get the guinea pigs in. This is My Way by Charles Ingram, as opposed to Frank Sinatra. And now so I face the final curtain, my friend.
Today represents the first day of the rest of our lives, really.
Of which I'm certain I've lived a life.
We have a lot to rebuild and a lot to undo.
I've traveled each
but we'll deal with it in our own sweet way.
And more, much more than this.